work to start building. We out here live in Houston, Texas. Pardon me, Austin, Texas. I've been traveling so many parts of Texas, pardon me. So we out here live in Austin, Texas. For the YouTube world out there, is facebook.com/brother Polight, facebook.com/brother Polight. And out here, for those of you that's on Facebook, subscribe to the YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is I Am Brother Polight. Spell brother the right way. Polight. Pride, optimism, love, integrity, gallant, honesty, and trust. Today we're going to talk about, or tonight, we're going to talk about how to repair your DNA. I know that sounds wild. How to repair your DNA and how to ultimately expand your consciousness. But what we realize is both those ideas run concurrent with each other. So before we really get to the meat and potatoes, I don't really want to say meat because we're vegan, but before we get to the kale and the okra of the conversation, what we're going to do is introduce my brothers over here because they got good work going on, so I just want to make sure that y'all understand what they are and what they bring to the table. Then I got to get Daddy Butter on here, make sure he promote his product, and then we can get to work and do the cycle. So make sure you talk about pretty much all we united from another mother, you found, is what we call it. We're originally from Racine, Wisconsin, 262, and we started this brand by implementing motivation and inspiration in our communities, helping our single mothers and children who come from neighborhoods like the ghettos and things like that. We wanted to get out here and show these kids and show these women and show these other black brothers out here that if you get out here and implement hard work, that you can do whatever you want to do, man. So we just sticking together, making it happen. Teamwork, make the dream work. You can find us on youfamnation.com or you can find us on Instagram at youfam_nation. And I'm gonna let my brother right here.
I'm the CMO of YouFam.
Okay.
I handle all the marketing.
Okay.
So basically everything we do requires from fashion to doing stuff with other artists as far as connecting other artists together. That's basically what the whole brand is about. We motivate, we try to inspire the youth. But another thing that we also do is try to get artists together and actually work together as one. Most people don't know if you're a photographer. Most people don't know if you do music or produce music. So through our brand, we try to link others together also. The other thing we're working on as far as marketing and media. So we try to people who try to start small businesses, we come in and we try to give them outlets and try to as far as how to move through Facebook, how to move through Instagram, stuff like that, and give them advice on how they should actually run their business or anything of that above. So basically that's what YouFam is. We started in 2011 with the idea. It didn't pop off in 2013. The fashion line, and now everything going forward with the media and marketing, and then with connecting other artists together.
No doubt. Let's get my brother Daddy Butter over here. You know, as I build with the people, I think it's very important that we also let them know that we share our stage, whoever is doing the damn thing, especially if they're part of our community. So I want him to just let everybody know what he does and where y'all can go patronize him. You know, he doesn't just grab out there, hey, support me, support me, support me. But I do for my brother. So I'm like, support him, support him, support him. So go talk to him on YouTube and Facebook. Let's make it happen.
My name is Khalil Jackson.
Make sure you talk out.
My name is Khalil Jackson. I have a butter-based brand by the name of Daddy Butter LLC. I started it for my children, so that's the connection right there. It's a representation of art meets natural cosmetics, so I incorporate art into everything that I do. It's the best natural hair skin cosmetic out there. I get butters and oils and everything and herbs and all that from other countries, so it's not just like from Amazon or eBay or whatever. I really put a lot of heart and soul and everything into creating my product. It is natural. You can follow me on Facebook. I said my name is Khalil Jackson. You can go to my YouTube, type in Daddy Butter LLC, and that's really it, man. Just check me out, man. Give me some support. That's all.
Now, you know, we just pull these subjects out of a hat at random. And so tonight, what we want to talk about is how to repair the DNA. And I know a lot of you are like, oh yeah, we got to get him. Apologize. Let's get my brother who's cutting hair on the fly real quick before we start doing the knowledge. He came set up shop. Got a lot of people lined up looking real clever out there. Talk real loud and let them know how to contact you, where you from, and how to touch base.
Hey, I'm Mr. Base. My name is Sed. I'm a barber, cut by Sed. CUTSBYCED on Instagram. CUTSBYCED. Cut by Sed. Need to cut, hit me up. Serving pretty much the whole country. I'm all across the country. Cutting hair, servicing anybody need to cut. Plain and simple. Good work, hard work too.
We out here just on the fly, cutting up here, flipping it up. So now, you know what I'm saying? Now, behind you. Behind you. Right. So now, what we talking about right here, says, what's up, gang? Come through, my brother. Come through, my brother. Say what's up. What's up, gang? Doing good, brother. Polight. How you doing, Polight? My day, what's up? What's up? I got no choice now that you brought it to our attention. Okay, let's tell them. I'm on my platform. I got 40,000 followers. Let them know what it is.
Before I get to what I'm gonna say, you the man that was talking to you, New York.
Yeah.
You telling people how they be lying about their heritage and shit.
Yeah,
like,
you already know.
You're like, no.
That's a fact.
You're not doing you so.
Yeah, brother Polight.
How you doing? I'm Minnesota Fat.
Hey, what's up, gang?
New York, my second home.
Yeah, thanks for listening, yo.
So let me tell you, my music is an internet streaming company. It's strictly for independent artists, so they don't have to fight against the abundance and all the other shit that the mainstream artists have. But what we want you to do tomorrow, we at the Monroe. Everything's free. That's what the Monroe pays politics.
I got no choice.
And this is what I'm doing.
What's up?
Come speak.
I'm with it. I speak there tomorrow. I'm with it. I appreciate it, man, bro. I'm with it. That's what I'm out here doing. I dig it. Salute. I already know.
We confused, but we halfway there.
I dig it.
Your help.
Man, I'm there, my brother. I appreciate that, man. Stay blessed. I'm over there tomorrow. Thank you. Yeah. I'm with it. I got no choice. Peace to the God. Peace, kid. Hey, what's up, bro? Thanks for listening, yo. So now, that's gonna happen quite often. But now, we here, he got his own streaming service, we gotta show love. We gotta have those commercials. That's what pays the bills. Right. We gotta have those commercials. Aside of that, or you're gonna have Scientology popping up out of nowhere, selling us on some crazy shit. So now, without further ado, what do we mean by repairing our DNA? What do you think we mean by repairing our DNA? I know that should sound crazy. What if I came to you and say, yo, what if I came to you right now, pulled up and say, yo, man, I'm not selling soap, I'm not selling oil, I'm not selling incense. In fact, this information is for free, but your car don't need a tune-up, your body need a tune-up, and it's called DNA repair. Because you know the human body is your vehicle. The human body is your vehicle. And what happened is, a homie would spend like $3,000 on his rims, would buy fried rice and 2 chicken wings for his physical body. So we'll spend $3,000 on our external vehicle, and because we get a free iced tea, we'll spend $2.50 on our meal. So what I'm saying is, just like your car needs a repair, your body needs a repair, and it's called DNA repair. You need a DNA repair. Now, many people would say, what the hell does it mean that your DNA needs to be repaired? How many of you go to sleep and wake up and don't remember what you dreamed? On the average, you wake up, you dream every time you go to sleep. Now, how many of you remember your dream every time you wake up? You feel what I'm saying? How many of you actually wake up and remember? How many of you actually wake up and remember your dreams? You don't, because your DNA is broken. The more elastic your DNA is. What's up, gang? Thanks for listening. I already know what you're doing. So the more elastic your DNA is, the more likely it gets this beautiful crowd and everything behind you and all. The more elastic your DNA
What's up,
is,
y'all? What's good? What's good? What's good?
lucid your dreams become. That's one. What's another reason why you know your DNA is not repaired? Your lack of connection to your ancestors. So now someone can sell you on an idea of a false God. Now, I ain't looking to disrespect anybody in here, but you ain't never wake up to see a baby spit the Quran or the Bible fluently just off GP. Now, a baby can be born, right? And from the stimulus of hunger, the baby knows where to get breastfed. I delivered my child. I've been with my wife for 20 years since March 9th. And so what happened is when our baby was born, I held the baby, I cut the umbilical cord. When I gave the baby to her mother, our child knew where to go to get the breast milk. That was a pre-encoded DNA. It's already pre-written because of generations of behavior, right? So in our culture, the principalities that we make subscriptions to, guess what? If we're not displaced or dislodged in society, we would naturally know or have an affinity to nature, and we wouldn't need man to tell us who, what, when, where, or how to pray to. It's a testament that our DNA is broken. What do I mean by that? Animals in the animal kingdom, they know when it's mating season. In the hood, we get the Plan B pill. We gotta wear all sorts of condoms and everything. Your wife may be like, yo, I'm ready for a baby. You may be like, my pockets is not. You feel what I'm saying? But in the animal kingdom, they know when it's mating season. They know when to hibernate. They know when to migrate. Say word, whenever it's an earthquake or a hurricane, you know who don't get killed? A lot of the animals don't get killed. The only animals that get killed are the domesticated animals that's undermanned. But the animals in nature don't get killed because the cranial nerves are connected to the 12 tectonic plates, and the pineal gland corresponds with the 600-mile-long sun that's in the center of the earth. And just like you have the zodiac that has the sun in the center of the 12 houses, watch this. The sun, the pineal gland, and the sun in the center of the earth. Center of the earth, the 12 tectonic plates, the 12 cranial nerves, and the 12 houses of the zodiac. They're all connected. So whenever one shifts, you're supposed to shift as well consciously. You're supposed to get this incentive that it's time to go. If there's a hurricane or a tornado or an earthquake, because you're connected to the heavens and the earth. But guess what happens? When your DNA is broken and you need repair, you need to wait for the weatherman to tell you the forecast. You gotta rely on the doctor to tell you if you got a boy or a girl. The animal kingdom doesn't have to worry about that because they're not out of tune with nature. But we, however, are out of tune with nature, and we gotta fix that situation. One of the ways we repair the DNA is to incorporate sun into your diet. Now, I know a lot of people say, yo, you gotta get the right amount of carbs, you gotta get the right amount of protein. They tell you all this. But why don't no one tell you you need to get the right amount of sun? Don't you know 90%, what's up, King? Don't you know 90% of Americans suffer from vitamin D deficiency? You get vitamin D from the sun naturally from sun exposure. Now you may say, who gives a damn? I do. You know why? Because when you're vitamin D deficient, guess what happens? You become over anxious, you become stressed out, and in acute forms, you become suicidal. So if 90% of America is vitamin D deficient, according to statistics, 90% of America is on the edge and about to kill themselves or somebody else. So when you see all these police shootings, all the school shootings, all the gang banging from a bunch of people just not getting enough sun. That's simple, because sun is not part of their dietary regimen.
But is it propaganda or not? You believe it's propaganda? You believe that's propaganda?
There's definitely massive propaganda.
You think so?
Massive propaganda spewed to all races. And the trick is to get us into a racial war so we don't pay attention to the elite that's made up of several races.
So what about colorism? What do you feel about colorism between black people and your own?
Color what?
Colorism. Not racism, colorism.
Oh, well, too much of it goes on in our community. It's the dark versus the light. Whatever that means. There's so-called light-skinned black people. What a lot of black people don't realize is that there's 9 different tonations of melanin.
Yeah.
Our people don't realize there's 9 different tones of melanin. Not 1, So we like to qualify black as just being this one dark skin. But we don't realize it's 9 shades of who you call the black man and the black woman. You feel what I'm saying? And that's why I say all the niggas I know are white people. No offense to anybody here, these are facts. Because they created the nigga. So whoever created the product is the owner of the product. Therefore they are the product. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't walk around calling our people nigga. I call white people niggas who are out of control. I don't call the good white people niggas. I call the bad white people niggas. Okay? So the nigga slave masters, when I say that in proper context, I'm talking about white people. Black people don't even have a position in this world to be a nigga. And I do know the word nigga is an ancient term that denotes a title of nobility that denotes an Ethiopian sovereign. We know all over Africa, the word nigga meant king. And what happened was, when, peace king, what's up, man? When non-black people came to our African kingdoms, and we referred to each other as nigga, they didn't like those niggas in control. And so nigga took on a negative connotation. If you, hey, what's up, man? Hey, what's up, boy? So when you had black people all over the world that was in rulership calling each other nigga or nigga, even if you go in the book of Acts says Simon Bar, Jesus' brother, was a nigga. It's pronounced nigga. It's not me making this shit up. They like to tell you a country called Niger, but it's pronounced nigger. Okay, this is not me. In Egypt, you got the word nigga. In Ethiopia, you got the word nigga. And it was a title of nobility that denoted a sovereign. So when non-blacks came and seen us in our splendor and seen us in our glory, they said, I can't stand those niggas. I can't stand the fact those niggas are in control. And what they wanted to do is dethrone those niggas. So every time they said the word nigga, it was with hate. And eventually we learned the term, and now we think it's such a bad word. But right now I would say it is, because we're not thinking about each other as kings and queens. You feel me? We looking at each other as ignorant. So I get it. So I don't use it based on the connotation. But historically speaking, we've always used words that empowered us and invoked a greater spirit and higher frequency. And what they do is rename us. But we're the only community that allows other people to rename us.
Where do you plan to take the power of your own voice since you got such a little following?
Man, where I plan to take the people is just through common customs. And through the lessons that I disseminate, common customs is a calculus system that precipitates culture. By process of differentiation and integration, we're able to find the value of smaller things and factorials of those equivalents, thus granting us the least adverse effects from the decisions that we make. Now, all that really means is this. It's not complicated. Your forefathers and your foremothers should have took the time out to see what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And by the time you're born, that system is in place. So culture is the subconscious mind of the people. It protects you from your potential pitfalls. Culture does that. But when you're displaced, you don't have a culture, so you don't have nothing in place to protect you subconsciously before you make a bad decision. So I give you an example. If you look at the elders back in the day, their shoes used to be made of wood. What do you call that bottom part of the shoe? It's called the sole. S-O-L, as in sun. Because it's a 600-mile-long sun at the bottom of the earth, so you wouldn't want to wear rubber to cut you off from the flow of Mother Nature. So you wore wooden clogs. But picture me today, a brother, walking around some wooden clogs.
So who put you on?
You know I'm going to be trash. I'm going to get to that point. So our shoes used to be made of rubber, so we could be connected with the soul, which they call the soul of the shoe. But that soul is the sun. In Latin is sun. That's one. Our pots that our grandparents used to cook with used to be made of glass. Why was the pots made of glass? Because when you cook food in glass, it doesn't compromise the integrity of the alkalinity of the food. So when it's passed down from generation to the next, we may be at loss for the knowledge, but we're still being protected. That's what happens when you have culture. So here it is, our grandparents was cooking in glass pots. Today we cooking in all sorts of weird iron. And even though you eat alkaline food, the food is turning acidic because of the type of pots you're cooking it in. You You walking with me? So these are the problems that we're dealing with when we don't have culture passed down to us from one generation to the next. And that's why it's so important to travel across the world. What's up, gang?
We got brothers out here saying nigga to white people, man. We got brothers out here that say this shit like it's nothing. We got Mexicans out here talking about,
man, we just covered some with each other. Go ahead.
Is that okay? Like we accept it. We gonna live with it.
It depends on what context a black man may call a white man a nigga. You gotta always listen for context. Now, I know most brothers that do it, they don't even have a proper, they don't even know how to contextualize it themselves. But like I said, if we're talking about the nigga of today, not the nigga of old, that takes on a different meaning. If we're talking about the nigga of today, then I can only accredit white people for being the nigga. Not all white people, but it takes a nigga to make a nigga. And the nigga that's made today was produced during slavery. So you would have to be already in a nigga state of mind to create this type of nigga that we subject to today. So if a black man were to refer to a white man as a nigga based on his heinous acts or the racial animus that he perpetrates against other people around the world, then rightfully so, the white man would have to be the nigga.
Told you it could be crazy.
But if it's not coming from that context, most likely I would disagree with a brother going around calling anybody a nigga. And let's say I've acknowledged self and kind and they know where the word derives etymologically. You feel what I'm saying? But I don't like the word today, tentatively, because I understand when a brother says nigga to another brother, a lot of times it's the rage and the hatred that comes from it, which may as well be the slave master's rage. Also, we understand that the words have frequencies that can bring us back from our transgenerational behavior. So as an example, a lot of times our sisters had to prostitute themselves in order to make a few extra bucks because they was impoverished and they was in slavery. So now, and that's where you get the word hunky from. Where does the word hunky come from? Because when the woman didn't have enough money to feed her family, because she wasn't really getting wages from being a slave, she would wait for the white man to pull up, and he would honk his horn, and she would come out to the hunky, and she would exchange sexual favor for some recompense so she could be able to feed her family. And that's where we get the term hunky from. You feel what I'm saying? Now today, because of transgenerational behavior, if that sister feels like she doesn't have enough money, sometimes the behavior sets in to prostitute herself. And you may be saying I'm making concessions to mediocrity, but epigenetics tells us that behavior gets dumped into our DNA when we're subject to similar circumstance. So she's subject to similar poverty-stricken conditions, similar anxieties to feed her family. It is suggestive through DNA for her to possibly prostitute herself, because this was the practice when we had absolutely nothing. Just like it's in her DNA to pacify the masculinity of her son when the man isn't present, because she used to be subject to watching her husband get beat right before her eyes, and she did not want her son to suffer the same fate. So now we have a bunch of black men who think they're being gangster, but they're actually effeminate because they're acting like women with a bunch of testosterone because the father wasn't in the house. And I know we praise the single black woman, and I love you. I love our sisters, but you gotta stop. I'm not gonna say stop praising the single black woman, but we gotta stop glorifying the single black woman over the black woman that maintains a relationship with her man. We gotta stop doing that. Because no matter how solid, no matter how strong that black woman is, she can't raise no son no better than I as a man gonna raise a daughter by myself. That's why we're a family unit. We gotta get out the gender specific war. It's part of the trap. The trap is to get us to be out here thinking, I don't need the other race. I don't need the other gender part of me. I don't need my wife, and she don't need her husband. That is the biggest trap in society. Because, guess what? Your young man is being subject to women emotions and conditions and psychology void of the balance of a man's emotions and psychology. And so what you have is, I can't talk to a young brother or even have a debate with a young brother. Watch the young brothers now. There's nothing wrong with braids and there's nothing wrong with locks. But watch them. A lot of them wear it as though they females. They like to damn near have a bang in front one of their eyes. Look at these young brothers and look at them. A lot of them want to be fucking women. A lot of black men are jealous of black women today. It's an absolute fact. If you talk to black men about revering their black woman, you're gonna hear all sorts of, oh, she put people on child support, oh, she get more jobs than me. It's like you fucking jealous. That's not her fault that she could climb up the social ladder quicker. It's just the way this shit is. But as black men, we gotta find a way to be triumphant. Because as I said earlier, as a black man, we can't turn around and tell our black woman the reason why we're not successful is because some white man. I'm not gonna give the white man that fucking credit. And that's why all my brothers that's out here talking about the white man is the devil, I hear you, but I'm not gonna give him the devil, because if I give him that, I also render him God. Because I'm saying that I cannot create a better situation for myself outside of him. And I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to put that, inculcate that, or inundate those ideas into my wife's psyche. I'm not. Because when you look at how they set this shit up, and let's be real here, and it's not to knock nobody, but let's be real here. When your wife, as a black man, goes to school, she's given a promise that she's going to get a degree so she could move forward in this world. And normally her teachers is the white man. It's a fact, or not of our race, on average. That's one. And when she goes to work, the white man gave her the damn job most of the times. Facts. So she's employed by the white man, she's educated by the white man, so she gets the promise of having a job, she gets the promise of getting a check. Now watch this, now when she go to church, guess who her God is? Guess who her Savior is? So now, when you ask her why you coming home late, she like, nigga, you don't cut my check, you don't promise me education, and you don't even promise me heaven. Who the fuck are you? That's gonna be the mentality of your black woman. You feel what I'm saying? So if the black man cannot find it in himself to say, look, this is the shit that we up against, we gotta boss up, we gotta become entrepreneurs, and if it's a weak sister that don't understand it, then you can't keep walking around, black man, saying that these women ain't shit, because you're the one picking the women that ain't shit. So you yourself ain't shit, if that's what you want to say about your own sisters. We gotta both accept the fact that both of us been lied to. It's a cruel fucking game and a cruel trick that is taking place, that's befalling us, and now somebody gotta boss the fuck up. And I'm gonna tell you, this black woman got us this far in 2018, whether we like it or not. The black woman had to watch us get incarcerated and raise these fucking children. She had to watch us kill each other through gangbanging. She had to watch us be effeminized and homosexualized. And still she watched those fucking children. So now that we got some kind of sense in our fucking head, as black men, we gotta just say, I'm sorry, ma, but I'm taking the fucking wheel now. I'm taking the wheel. That's what real men do. Not this weak shit, oh, I just found a shorty, she got a car. I found a sister, she got a credit card. We gotta get out that weak shit. Because what a man wants to be, and that's why I said, be careful when your wife calls you a baby and you say you going to the crib. Be careful. Because if you want to have sex with, what's up, kid? If you want to have sex with, much love, bro. How you doing, sister? If you want to have sex with a woman and you can't wait to take her to the crib, and she's calling you, and she's calling you her baby when you're in the crib, you are a fucking infant. So you gotta be careful. You are a fucking infant. So watch what I'm saying. If you can't wait to take your woman to the crib, and she's hugging on you, and you want to suck on her titty while she's calling you baby, you are a fucking infant. And psychologically, you're going to become her child. And she's going to talk to you like her child. And when y'all break up, she's going to talk to her next man like her child. And many of you men may have encountered women that talk to you like your own fucking son. Because she's been playing the man role for so long, she don't even know how to be in a wife's position. Because she had to be daddy and mommy. So when a woman is subject to playing the role of daddy because the man is missing, when it's time for her to interface with her black man, she starts sunning him. She deals with him literally like her baby. So we got to stop this. We got to be in a better space mentally where we realize, you know what? It's incumbent that we stop degrading our sisters, and that's why I say, and many of you may not like it, but I say the black woman's my God. Because damn it, when I talk to a black woman about Jesus, you know what she say? When I talk to a black woman, I try to holler at her, you know what she say? Oh no, Jesus enough. Jesus wake me up. Jesus is the reason I got out of bed. Oh, all I need, she talk like Jesus her fucking man. So what am I supposed to do as a black man? Am I supposed to talk like Jesus motherfucking man? Black woman is my God. That's what I'm saying. The black woman's my woman woke me the fuck up. Now we could believe in a spook God all you want, but I know my black woman is right here. She carried us through fucking slavery, and it was an ugly process. It was an ugly process. But you know, black man, you cheat on your wife 3-4 fucking times, and it's on the 5th time she fucking leave you. 3 wasn't enough, 4 was enough, 5 was the fucking time. So don't turn around and turn on her, because she was loyal to us year in and year out. But y'all want to nitpick and be selective and talk shit about our sisters, but they're the strongest fucking women on the planet. But no woman had to watch what happened to her man like any other race on planet Earth.
That's a fact.
Don't tell me no shit about no fucking Jewish Holocaust.
No shit.
You ain't talking about Ma'afa, we're talking about the black Holocaust. Understand this, no woman had to bear witness for thousands of years what happened. Because before there was the slave ship, John Hawkins and all of that, understand this, there was the trans-Saharan slave trade, where the Arabs made us walk through the fucking desert for damn near 1,400 years. Now we gotta look at the 400 plus years that we had to do involuntary servitude in America. So it was almost 2 fucking millennia. Almost 2,000 years we was enslaved. Almost 2,000 fucking years. And people wanna undermine and circumvent our situation and talk about a Holocaust. No, everybody go through some shit on planet Earth. But it's not my responsibility to vindicate or validate anybody's oppression. It's my responsibility to know my history, galvanize the masses, and organize and mobilize to the best of our ability. That's our responsibility. So, pardon me to anybody else who don't identify what we're talking about, but the reality is we've been through too fucking much. We deal with police brutality. We deal with the fools fucking homosexualizing our brothers and sisters. You feel what I'm saying? I asked you earlier, when's the last time you seen a shootout at Whole Foods? When the last time you seen a body outlined in chalk in front of Whole Foods? But we seen it in front of them damn chicken spots that never get a chicken delivery. Damn. And I asked the $1 million question. Have any of you ever saw a chicken delivery, a chicken truck pull up at a chicken spot? Have any of you ever saw a damn delivery? No, you haven't. They feed you Idaho potatoes. You know where Idaho potatoes made from? Idaho potatoes are made from human feces. And that's what you eat. Idaho potatoes made from human feces to make your french fries. You know what Doritos has in it in the back? Look up their second to last ingredient. Ask guanite in it. They changed 1 letter off. You know what guanite is? Bat feces. Bat feces. Red number 40, blue number 5, and yellow number 6 to make you retarded. Now, if you don't believe me, I'm giving you the words and the terms so you can look it up as a point of reference and you can check it out and you'll say, oh shit, we're eating bat shit. And that's what we're acting like in the hood. We acting like we bat shit. We acting bat shit crazy in the fucking hood. Because there's a direct correlation between bad food consumption and bad thinking. Anywhere they sell bad food in a community, you're gonna see the behavior patterns follow suit. The two run concurrent. So the name of the game is to get you to drink milk. Why? Because they say it does the body good. But they never tell you if you drink milk, you gotta have it in proportion. 1 magnesium ratio to 1 calcium. If you don't have that, the calcium will tear away at your bones. And that's why women have their menstrual cycle. A lot of them get rid or discharge calcium every cycle. And what happens is they don't replace the calcium. And those that do think they're replacing it through drinking milk. But if they don't have milk that's balanced in ratio, 1 calcium to 1 magnesium, like almond milk or walnut milk, then what happens is it causes osteoporosis because now she loses bone density. After she loses bone density, then she'll lose her hearing. You don't hear because of your ears, whatever that means. You hear because of your bones. So it's called bone conduction loss of hearing. So when a woman has osteoporosis, the next thing she will lose after her bone density is her hearing, because you hear through your bones. Because in your ear, you have an inner ear and an outer ear. You have the incus, malleus, and the stapes. Those are little bones that's in the middle ear. that vibrate. So the liquid in your inner ear called the cochlea. The liquid in your inner ear is called the cochlea. And when the incus malleus and stapes vibrate, the water in your inner ear shakes up and causes the little hair that's suspended in the water to vibrate to transmit neurological messages for your understanding. So it's all about bones. So you don't take care of your bones, your sense of hearing is gone. Then we gotta understand that your eyes is connected to your brain. So if your eyes are connected to your brain, if you got recessive eye traits, then your thinking will be recessive. Think about that. Or you put a country in a recession. Think about this joint. If your eyes are weak and your eyes are connected to your brain, then your perception of reality is false. Oftentimes. If you don't believe this stuff, remember the Tuskegee Airmen. If you do the research, they used to make black people had to fly the planes during the wars because their eyes were not recessive. And before we had the technology, I'm coming right at this point, before we had the technology to do so, we were the ones flying the planes because we were literally the binoculars until they created better technology. Because when white people were flying the planes, they was bombing the wrong motherfuckers because they couldn't see that good. So they had to put the people with the best genes in place. It's not racism, it's actually truth, historically. And after they found out this fact, then came what? The Tuskegee experiments. And that's where they started injecting us with syphilis and all sorts of other diseases just to see how we would respond. Even when they took us from Africa, we wind up with parasites called malaria. Native Americans were dying. Caucasians were dying. Europeans were dying. Black people looked like they was dying with them. And then we came back to life, and that's where they got the idea of zombies. But what happened was, the malaria didn't kill us. What the malaria wound up turning into was an adaptive disorder that's a misnomer for the disease that they call sickle cell. When you take us out of our environment and these cold conditions subject us to parasites like malaria, our body wouldn't allow us to die. Our body turned the malaria parasite circumstance into sickle cell, where it caused our red blood cells to become crescent in shape to kill the parasites. So therefore, it was less oxygen for the parasites to be able to live. So sickle cell is actually the cure that they're telling us is a disease. If they never took us out of our climatic conditions, we wouldn't even have sickle cell in the first place. Something only we get. And the only reason it's something we only get is because we come from a part of the world and we was put to a part of the world we didn't belong, and we were subject to this disease.
What about the brain crisis? Because I know little kids, they suffer. You know, what can we do for just like try to basically develop things that we can fight? You know, when you're dealing with sickle cell, it's pain crisis.
That's right.
It's almost like gonorrhea. It's almost like gout. It's like gout. Swell up. It's because your red blood cells are what shit like.
That's right.
So what can we do to look forward to basically helping our young people?
Well, that's the thing. We got to take on a holistic approach. We have to take on a holistic approach towards our liberation. When we talk about the revolution, it's very convenient that a lot of our teachers, when they speak about the revolution, they talk about fight, 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 fight. But what fight you going to take on if you can't see your ankles? What fight you going to take on if you suffer from high blood pressure? The truth of the matter is, cancer and diabetes kills more human beings, since we're talking about black people right now. Cancer and diabetes takes more lives of black people than any white supremacists, than any war military. Disease takes black people out more than anybody on planet Earth. So what we have to, let's get this thing focused. What we got to do is deal with that holistic health aspect of the revolution. Because the first thing we're supposed to do when we at war is identify who or what is killing us. Number one. And when we look at who or what is killing us, the sad truth is we are. I know I'm talking about gang violence, which is obvious. I'm talking about what you put in your mouth. Pause. Normal. I'm talking about what you put in your mouth. Pause. What we're eating is the reason. What we're eating is the reason why we're dying. Because of lack of discipline. How are you gonna talk to me, black man and black woman, about the revolution and going to war and put boots on the ground, and you're not even checking what you eat or what you put in your mouth? It's very convenient to talk about just fighting. That sounds a lot easier. But talk about the discipline of changing your diet.
I researched on you and how you eat. I researched a lot, you know what I'm saying, see you on Breakfast Club and whatever. What aspects can black African Americans take to eat better? You standing right here.
Good question. Number one, we got to deal with potential hygiene. Facts. That's the alkaline water. But just because water's alkaline doesn't mean it's healthy. Because then now you got to filter the water because it may have metals.
Right.
Case in point, if water ever tastes a little metallic, that's because it's high in arsenic. Another note is understand the physiology of our women who give birth to both genders, right? So as an example, if a woman's on her cycle, you don't want her to eat almonds, you don't want her to eat mushrooms because it's high in copper. Watch this. It's high in copper. And what's up with that? Well, when she's on her cycle, her body produces a higher amount of copper. So if she takes in food, as an example, like mushrooms or almonds, she suffers from copper toxicity. So a lot of women tell you during their cycle, man, I get these migraines, I get these headaches. Migraines and headaches is a symptom of copper toxicity. She eats herself into those migraines and headaches with a lack of understanding of what's going on in the uterine wall lining or the metrium of her uterus. You feel what I'm saying? So we gotta understand that aspect of what's going on. It's the food that we eat, and then now she's going crazy. And if she's a burden to herself, she's gonna be a burden to you. You going crazy, and you like, yo, don't you get your cycle every month? I mean, damn, you still getting headaches? We don't understand this shit. She going crazy, we going crazy. But we're not being taught about mineral balance. How many of us say, you know what? I'm gonna get some mineral testing for my hair. We don't do that. How many of us do a hypoallergenic serious test? We're not talking about no regular allergies. The average person is eating food that they don't even realize they're allergic to on a 1, 2, or 3 scale. Okay? So I can tell you eat alkaline, right? And I may not know when I tell you eat an avocado that you yourself don't even know you're allergic to it. So the first thing any honest holistic health expert is going to do is tell you take an allergy test, a serious one that's probably like 400, get a mineral test to see what you lack in it. So when you take things in, you can take it in well proportioned, not just wing it. Because guess what? The way that you get cancer is going to be different from the way someone else gets cancer. So there's no universal approach towards addressing the dis-ease, because we come to it, we arrive at it through different means. So what is suffice for you to take? Yes, kale is good in general. Avocados is good in general, but you might be allergic to these things. You feel what I'm saying? So now we gotta make sure we are the scientists that we used to be. Like this, before when we used to get married, they used to want to know what was the blood type of your spouse, and that was on your marriage certificate. Why? Because you have different types of antigens. Why is that important? Because some couples keep endeavoring to make a baby, and while these couples endeavor to make a child, they keep failing. So the man thinks maybe it's his problem, or sometimes the man makes the woman feel comfortable. She thinks she's sick. She's like, man, I don't know why I can't have this baby. But little do you know that if the woman is Rh negative and the man is Rh positive, the blood is attacking the other one's blood, and the child will never be born. And if that child should be born, it's going to die pretty early. So that's why on the marriage certificate, they used to tell you, find out the blood type of your spouse. Because in that, we'll know a certain level of compatibility. Because you know you weren't supposed to have sex out of wedlock according to the rules. So we'll say, hey, before you have sex, I just want y'all to know, if y'all try to make a baby, it ain't gonna work. Now today, y'all just keep winging it, and somebody's stressed out for no reason, she gonna find another man, make a baby just like that. Right. Start taking it personal, catching feelings. Like she's trying to keep a baby away from you.
But I got a question. I know you're deep in some tangents right now. I came in the middle of your speech.
Oh, we talking about math. I'm with it.
No. I mean,
No,
like,
we call this building math, so it's interesting that you said tangent.
I
Go
said,
ahead.
yeah.
I'm not going to assume that you're being offensive. I believe you're talking about mathematics.
Well, I came in the middle of your speech.
Yes.
And I don't know what your overall speech was about, and I know you probably like delved into some topics here and there.
Let's make sure you catch it on the mic. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I heard some of your topics that you were speaking about, but I don't know what you're relating those to in general. So I came in the middle of your stuff.
No problem. When a person speaks facts, like just now I said, before a couple get married, it was prerequisite for them to know each other's blood type.
Right.
No one will ask that person based on that fact, what is the merit of whatever you teaching, other than the fact that we just sharing information that's correct, that can empower you so you don't make a bad decision later on.
Based on biology?
Well, in that particular case, that would be based on biology. But what I'm saying is, we don't necessarily have to stand. The presumption is you might be asking what kind of organization, religion, or certain cultural disposition. That's what I believe.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, in a real world, as I see it, when a person speaks truth, there's no reason to cut the flow and ask, what is the basis of this truth, other than the fact that the truth will empower those who listen and receive it. So that's the merit of everything we're doing right now, building the truth. So when we make decisions after this conversation, maybe I perhaps may have added on to someone's reality where they can say that'd be one less mistake that I may make, because the lack of knowledge causes us to perpetuate errors in our lives that stress us out.
100%. Just so we're clear, I didn't mean to undermine anything you were saying.
I don't think so.
But I was asking about the context of your overall speech. Like, how did you get to the topics that you were just talking about? What made you decide to talk about, like, the chicken spot? I heard that before. Like, the shootings outside. Like, you mentioned Whole Foods, right? Like, what made you get to those topics? Like, where were you before in your topic? Because I want to hear like your whole speech. I know it's been live streamed. I could probably go watch it.
Yeah, no doubt.
But I didn't hear before. But I want to be in it now. You know what I mean?
No doubt. So I arrived at these conclusions through a stark circumstance called the black reality of living in our diaspora here in America. So having been subject to the prison system, having been subject to being in shelters, group homes, prison, gangbanging, and then realizing the necessity to surround myself by more knowledgeable people that may be able to impart more wisdom, so then I can go back to the people that was influencing me to impart wisdom to them.
Right?
So what happens is experience is what made me arrive to this road. And I learned that the more that I learn, the less that I know.
Yeah.
And that's the path that I'm on. So it's not that I'm the only one with any knowledge. It's that I got a lot of balls to just stand up and say, I know some shit. You feel me? And I'm going to just stand in the middle of the street and I'm going to talk until the people come, because I know that's why I'm on planet Earth. I feel like I went through a lot in my life, and I feel like all our leaders, or whatever race in general actually, but I feel like all our leaders, all our speakers, our true ones, not the ones appointed to us.
Yeah.
I believe that they was on the so-called bad path first, but I believe it's also part of polarity. I believe that they had to undergo that path so the people that's going through the grind or through the hardships could duly receive them. I feel like if a person just reads what's the right thing to do, it won't resonate with the people. But if a person lived through that muck and that mire, was subject to those trials and tribulations, then when they speak, it's going to magnetize the people.
More powerful.
Exactly, because they're going to be speaking not from a reservation based on speculation, but they're going to be speaking from something that took certain precedence in their actual life. And that's going to be felt from other people that's gone through certain stages of their life that correspond with stages that person that already transpired in that person's life that's speaking. So that's what I'm about. I'm an orator, I'm a writer, and like I said, whenever I got some time, I just come, I just build. Everybody's invited to hear the build if I'm in public. You feel me? I don't intend to offend people, but it's spoken from a black perspective, because we Africans are the diaspora here.
Can you tell them where to find you at, Brother Polight, so he can know?
Oh, it's so everybody can know.
Because I feel like he needs to find you, man. You know what I'm saying?
So long as my people found me, I'm good money. You know what I'm
I
saying?
feel like he stepped up where he needs to find you.
It's all good. It's our responsibility to find each other, and everybody else can follow suit. So it's brother_Polight. Pride, optimism, love, integrity, gallant, honesty, and trust. POLIGHT. It's brother. Like, and what I will say is this: every time we have this black cipher, what I was saying to my brother earlier about success, I was saying that we gotta also learn not to be strangers of communication. Because I've never seen non-black strangers to the black cipher. They will invite themselves in until you say, yo, you're not welcome. But we don't have the same concept. And I said because of that, we cheat ourselves out of experiences. Because if we get a chance to fellowship, maybe even break bread with other races, a lot of the mythos about who other people are would dissipate. But we don't have that actual real life experience with other people because we hold ourselves back from it because we're taught to. So I'm saying is, I came out of that veil and I stopped being scary and I started saying, okay, let me see what everybody else is talking about. And that's when I realized some of the sensationalism that was transpiring in the black community, the conscious community. We talk about people to the point we're so scared to even learn what we are actually dealing with, to find out that some people are manipulating our minds. Some people are selling us or using us as prey based on our emotions, based on our shortcomings, based on those circumstances. We're at a point where we cheat ourselves from a great experience to learn that, you know what, not everybody's a bad person. It's a fact. I'm not saying that because people of other races are here either. I keep it 100 all the way. And I had to bark on a white man earlier today. We're getting too involved trying to control the narrative of our conversation. But we cheat ourselves out of the human experience when we don't interface or play chess intellectually with non-blacks to realize what's a lie and what's true. Because you keep talking about people you don't deal with, you're going to create mythos. You're going to create all sorts of rumors and speculations. I know brothers and sisters that think that Tony's Pizza is in a basement. Hey, what's up, kid? Hey, what's good?
Come on, man.
Appreciate you listening. So, you know, and that's what we do it for, man. When we live in a world where our young brothers that's in the hood is receptive to the information, like I go all the way around the world. And I mean, whether it's Puffy, who stopped the whole studio session just so I could build. And you know Puff is a man of his word.
Right.
And he stopped the whole studio session like, yo, hold on, we got this. You know? Or I rock with Mayweather. And that brother be like, Black Power. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we live in a great day where the people that our people look up to is embracing this information. We live in a great day where now the scholar in the community can be embraced just like a celebrity. That's a great day that we live in today. And that's why I commission all you brothers, my clean brother right here. You know what I'm saying? He glowing. I know he's doing the right thing. I know he's doing the right thing.
But I was going to ask you what you think about Dr. Sebi and his work.
Of course, that's my master teacher.
Yeah.
Dr. Sebi is a legend, and I believe he has a component of the revolution that a lot of our brothers and sisters are undermining. Do we have any water around? Ask AJ if he can give me some water.
Yeah, I mean, they're not putting any light on this case, you know. I feel like
of course not.
People knew about what happened to me, and really started to get what you were talking about and eating right.
That's right, and that's why it's our responsibility as a community to disseminate that information and not rely on the media that purports to be about giving us the true information on the news, on current events. It's our responsibility to say, you know, we're not going to rely on them. We're going to create our own media. We're going to popularize our media, and that's the gist of what I do. So sometimes when people see me driving my Rolls Royce or my i8 or wearing all the Versace and the Gucci and all that, and they be like, man, I'm into consumerism and materialism. No, I'm using that because I understand for a lot of our young brothers and sisters, they use those material things as a barometer to discern if you're worthy of being listened to or not. So I know the game that the media plays. So I got to do the same thing. Now, do I like those things? Yeah, it's cool. But I place more value on life than those. But at the same rate, if I'm going to spend my money on something, I have the resources, I got to put it into marketing myself. Because at the end of the day, if I solve some paper stacks in a nice car, most of my brothers are like, oh, he probably sell drugs, he probably pimp. Now they can create a category. Now they can create a category and say, no, he writes books. As many of you know, and many of you don't, I'm the author of over 90 books. I'm fluent in 7 languages, one of which that I actually created, called Indo-Asusu. What's your name? Make sure you DM me. I appreciate your love. For real, man. me take the picture. Thanks a lot for listening, brother.
Can you talk to them about the social media and how we program?
Oh yeah, no doubt.
How we need to do it. Appreciate your work, man.
When it comes to social media, in terms of your question, imagine if Marcus Garvey, imagine if Marcus Garvey or Elijah Muhammad had Facebook.
You spoke on how we program and how we don't really live our lives as ourselves. Like, we say we kind of woke, but we're really not woke.
Right.
You spoke on that on Breakfast Club. And I want you to talk to us like how we be like, oh, we woke, but we still using and walking in social media. You
That's
know
right. I'm with it. Let's go for it.
Hey,
Oh, we gotta use it. We can't smoke. Yeah, let's get it.
How are you, brother?
Hey, what's up?
How you doing? My brother, one of your biggest fans, you gotta let me get a picture with
I definitely got you.
Chase, ask you to take one of me.
My fault. This is his Facebook. I gotta get on there. Yeah. Excuse me, good brother. This is his Facebook Live. My fault. Let me get in here. This is his Facebook Live.
Hey, baby. Somebody
We got you on video. Yeah, he's good.
All right, good. Oh, no, I definitely got you. Yeah, man. My voice getting I gotta learn. I need to see what they'll say to get you to come speak to our YouTube. I got it. It's not right now. It's in the summer. I have the largest outdoor conference fair in the state here, and it's nothing but black youth. My wife emailed you like months ago. Man, we didn't get a response. I need to get my number. Oh, I think that's happening. Yeah, they doing it now. Yeah, thank you so much. It is now. I definitely need you here this summer. Hey, you ain't gotta charge. I ain't charging you nothing. All you gotta do is give me the day and the time. I come on my own funds. I'm there. Done deal. That's what you got my work. Okay. Done deal. My name is Nuck Turner. Get it from my wife. Hey, baby. I'm that. Make sure you get our number.
Yeah.
Give him my number.
What's what? Mike.
Give him the day and the time.
You probably know why
Yeah, we do a summer series. We got an incorporated kids.
It's a fact.
Are you here all week?
Tonight. I was here for the last 2 days.
Okay. So I think twice a day for the rest of the week. We're gonna broadcast here. I don't have time, but
shit.
once in a day, once in a night.
Good shit, man.
Right here, because like we were out here earlier, we had a crowd, but tonight we even had a bigger crowd.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, the message is so important, man. Like, people have to like really dig into facts.
Yeah,
They really
absolutely.
do, and it's really hard to do that.
Right.
If you try to listen to any media, any mainstream media, any single one, it's hard, and you can't do it.
Right.
You have to search out the real fucking truth.
True.
The real fucking truth.
That's the stage where people who have the goal to say, you know what, we know.
And you know what?
We know what's
Most people don't like listening to this shit.
I know.
Because it's inflammatory.
Like I was in
But
organization.
those people, they're stupid, man. Those are the ones.
I see it all in the comments.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like bad ones? Oh, fuck, yeah.
And this is his live, and as I'm recording, I see the ones that are in contrary and the ones that you're looking to receive.
But you know what? That's good too. The dialogue is good. As long as people are like civil about it, which I'm sure doesn't happen.
Yeah, of
Like,
course.
People can get into it.
Right.
But what about the land on the that isn't part of the
Well, I'll tell you this. We have to mobilize the mass suffering. Anyway, we do that, they want to force us. That's what he took now. Is to get people's concern about the situation. You feel me? Which isn't difficult. But we cannot be afraid to do like I'm doing now. To stand outside and say, I dare to say I know something. And someone will challenge you. It'll happen. But guess what? We're in a very powerful era where we can record it. It's engaging. It's entertaining, and most importantly, it's education. And what happens is it impels people to change. Not only does it impel people towards change, it also suggests to them for them to start contributing to that very change. And then that's how we're able to promulgate this message a whole lot more efficiently than the way we would have been able to do it in the past. You know, our forefathers and mothers, the way they was able to come up, they were brilliant. What's up, Gabe?
Hey, what's that, bro? I had to get some of their energy out of the way, man.
Appreciate it, Gabe. Appreciate it, man.
Hey, you do me a favor, take a picture of me.
Yeah, man.
I need to go to Burger Bell. How you know me? That looks familiar.
Yeah. What's your camera? Let me get rid of this bottle.
I can pop on tour and get a flick. You know what I'm saying? I got you. We got still got 500 people. You know what I'm saying?
Let's do it.
That shit was just at like a state.
Yeah, it was like 1,600 at the top. I told you it was going to go. I told you it was going to fail.
I think that shit was stupid. That shit was like.
I told you, and it's good information on top of that.
It's right. They need that, bro. Right. They need that. From him right here.
Oh, no. From White right here.
What, bro?
Oh, no, it's all good.
I'll let you get a shot over.
Take us right here, then we got to take it.
Okay.
Look.
I got a picture line, but look at that picture line.
Right.
Can I get one more? It's blurry.
No problem, bro. Nah, it's all good. Let's get
Yo, what's the name that I can find?
Him? Brother Polight. BROTHER underscore POLIGHT.
GHT.
Yeah,
all right.
like Polight.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's on like Instagram?
Everything.
Oh, Instagram. Okay.
Yeah, Instagram too, but everything in general. YouTube, everything.
All right,
Alright, that's what's up, man. Man, I appreciate you for listening, man. Thanks a lot, man. You know what it is, man. We gotta come to where the people at. You feel me?
I respect your skill to the game.
Man,
Like,
thanks, man.
really handle the crowd.
Don't never let them tell you I don't come back and connect with my people. That's all. That's foolish shit. Like I go as many places all over this country, wherever we at. You feel me? I got an award from the mayor's office and the city councilman and all of them in City Hall of Ohio a few months ago. Just for organizing out there on the strip for my own funds. Buying homeless, buying clothes, toiletries, giving it out. You feel what I'm saying?
My favorite video of yours is when you're talking about Dianetics.
Facts,
When you gotta get them on the block.
Oh yeah,
I gotta
when they call police on me.
Yeah, that was funny.
And we held our ground.
Yeah, you held it.
And they had to leave. You feel me? That's how we supposed to move, man. And it's y'all generation that really got this shit in the headlock. Y'all main ones to keep me out here still doing this. You feel me? I came out here. Everybody seemed to be like 20-something years old for the most part that's listening. And when they did, it just revived me even more. I fell back. I'm like, y'all retired. I'm taking a break. You know, and the reason why I retired, which I'm back on now. I'm just motivated.
Clap it up.
Have a lot to do with that. You know, my man talking to me, throwing that stuff in my ear. But you know, he said keep it going. But you know what happened was, you know, I'm in a space where I'm like, I was locked up most of my life. You know what I'm saying? I never had my space. I never had my freedom. Then I got conscious. So while all the people my age, so like, watch this. So like my father gone at age 8. My mom, she died the week I met her when I turned 17. My grandma lost my mom. She suffered from dementia. She lost the house. I wound up homeless. I'm gang banging. I get locked up. I go to prison. I'm in shelters. I'm in juvenile detention. So now watch a salad one time, I'm conscious. You know? Now I'm thinking different. My wife really got me conscious. She's like, it's either you read or I leave. So I'm like, I'm gonna read. And she's like, look, you stay home, I'm gonna get the checks. No more hustling, just read. I'm gonna get some books, read and see prices. So now, the second chapter of my life, first chapter, I ain't really have a child. Parents ain't around. My mom died since we got better. Father going to age 8. I'm in shelters and juvenile detention and prison and all that. So now the second chapter of my life, watch this. Now, I woke, right? So while I'm 19, when I go into consciousness, I'm not doing what the 19-year-old is doing. I'm reading, I'm studying, I'm subject to government scrutiny, black people mad at me, white people mad at me. I'm not having a childhood. So now, I'm in this chapter again in my life. Now I got children. I got my wives, I got my children and all that, and I'm 34. So I'm here like, man, I just needed a little breathing. I needed a little time. But I'm like, you know what? I'm constantly sacrificing. Yo, you both sacrifice. Yeah, but I'm saying at some point or the other, life is an inhale and an exhale. So when I told people I'm tired, it wasn't like, yo, I'm turning my back on my people. I'm like, yo, let a brother breathe for a little bit so I can keep my sanity. Because if I don't, I'm gonna wind up disliking the people I'm doing this for.
He's tuning in right now. This man is a genius. He's sent here from God. Not the God that you pray to. Not the God you read about. The God that exists. The real higher power. That speaks to him. And felt in New York. And Waynesville. I know he's from New York.
Black power, man.
What's up?
So, you know, I just needed a breather because I'm like, yo, my shit is like this. Every religion mad after a while. Every race, including mine's mad after a while. I'm like, yo, and then now I got children worried about me. So I'm like, you know what? I gotta fall back from this shit because you get so deeply into it, you suffer Malcolm's fate, Garvey's fate, Lodge's fate, you suffer all these people's fate. I'm like, yo, let me fade the black and watch what's going on. Spend some time with my children, spend some of this money and have a good time. Keep my sanity. Now I can come back, I'm fresh. Because another thing that you don't want to do is become redundant because redundancy voice the brain. So what you don't want to do is not give yourself time to continue learning. You don't want to keep speaking and speaking and speaking because guess what's going to happen? Your message gets stale. Now what you're going to start doing is reach it or start in trouble with other speakers to create media attention around you because you're running out of gas.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yo, wife, we got to travel the world. Let's travel the world. Let's eat different foods. Yeah. Let's meet different people. Let's have a different conversation with different folks under different conditions. And now when I come back, I'm fresh.
Yeah.
So my conversation ain't gonna be like everybody else's conversation that never stops. You gotta have, you know, like I said,
it's important to take a break.
Like I said, a tape recorder can't record and play at the same time. So at some point or the other, even the wise man gotta shut up at some point or the other and listen.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
So I gotta listen to the universe, I gotta listen to nature, I gotta listen to the people, and I gotta go experience other people and other cultures. So when I come back, it's like I'm coming back with a revelation because I earned the trust of the people. You feel me? Right. But it'd be wrong to not allow myself to continue learning in a space that's conducive to being able to teach.
Right.
You know, that teaching space is sacred, but you gotta allow yourself the opportunity to realize you don't know it all, and you gotta give yourself a break. Like, you know, your heart got a systole, diastole. Even your heart gotta go through breaks. So my shit beat for the people, but I gotta go through break periods as well. You feel what I'm saying? So now I'm back, I'm feeling good, I'm great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a great message.
I still got the sauce.
There you go. There you go.
I'm looking like LeBron and shit. You know, he about to do 82 games for the first time in his career.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At his oldest age. You feel me? And that just shows how great this man. I'm excited. I'm just happy y'all listening. Won't let you down, but we gotta organize. You know, this is supposed to happen on every street that we can afford forward to it, especially when it's these type of events. When people come out here, I mean, they got the $3 shots every time I turn around. Somebody got $3 shots. They got the women shaking their ass all over the place. Just perfect time to give somebody something they didn't anticipate. Best gift we can give them is just knowledge. So when I see this is what I used to do in New York, go to Harlem where everybody's looking to find a boyfriend and girlfriend, spend lots of money, you know, indulge in that consumerism. And that's why I used to go out and teach out in the streets of Harlem, right in the shopping area. And I did that on purpose. So I can catch you when you on some, oh yeah, I can't wait to give up this money. And then look at this black man come out here and teach about economics. Make you keep your money in pockets like fuck. While they on that line, 200 deep to get their new sneakers, I'm over here building the front of the line, going in. Man, I don't want to hear that. Yes, you do. I guarantee you what it is. Say word your mother or father or somebody don't got cancer. Say word somebody just out of foreclosure. Say word you don't want to learn how to pay your rent. Say word you really think you're a drug dealer or you're not a drug dealer by heart or by nature, but you were subject to circumstances that were stark. And you had people surrounded by you that didn't have the knowledge nor the resources to empower you to make better decisions. So that's what you became. But what if someone placed the right knowledge in your lap? You gonna tell me you're still a drug dealer? I'm gonna tell you fucking evil if that's what you still want to do after the knowledge. You feel what I'm saying? Nobody on the planet is just born to destroy their own race.
Not at all.
So we gotta stop accepting that. And the way we glorify, you know, I'm selling crack to this one. Like, you got a rapper named Little Zed. You know, he might make good music as far as melody is concerned or whatever, I don't know. So I'm not gonna judge his music. But for him to name himself after a drug, you feel what I'm saying? That'd be like somebody in my era naming himself Little Crackhead.
Yo, didn't he pass?
Little Zed, nah, he's alive.
The other one did.
Yeah, from using themselves.
Yeah.
So like, for a person to name himself Little Zed, it's like somebody in my era to name himself Little Crackhead. Little Dope Fiend. Like, since when has it been, how can you be reputable in nature or character in your community and name yourself after something that people abuse? It never was cool. Yeah, we glorified the drug dealer and that wasn't good. But the drug dealer certainly didn't want to brag on doing coke on the low. That was a shame. Because we was taught never get high on your own supply. If anything, distribute it because you know it's no good. Okay. Let's get it. How you doing, sister?
My name? His live. Yeah.
I was
I'm saying right, she get back over there.
Oh, again? Yeah.
Y'all want to try to squeeze around and
I'm gonna take it off this guy. Right. Take one more.
What do I need to search?
Brother Polight, it'll come up.
Is that Periscope or Facebook?
Facebook.
Alright, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Right there. See the live, and it'll come right up. Scroll down, right there. That's me right there.
100.
Yep.
See that? Niggas is wild, man.
Yeah.
What's your name?
I'm two. Yeah, I'm this is crazy how we met. I just met him in Houston, and we linked up, and we came out Southwest together.
How recently?
A couple days ago.
My boy, him too? Y'all know together?
Yeah.
He just told me that in the store.
Yeah.
I'm from Houston.
Okay.
I'm from Mo City.
Okay. Good shit. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you,
You gonna
man.
be out here all week?
Yeah, I live in San Marcos, which is about 30 miles south of
I just
here.
had a hotel out there. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
word.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Like,
So, all week, like twice a day, we gonna come here. We gonna do this for like an hour, like 9, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, and prior to like in the noon too, like 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
yeah.
So I'm gonna have him announce. I'm gonna have him announce the street and like kind of plan for it,
Okay.
and get a crowd out like tomorrow night too. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy, bro. Like, I just came across him on YouTube like a week ago. I just think, man, this shit crazy. I mean, y'all don't know me, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? But I'm just
It's the
saying,
universe. Like the universe is
exactly,
working.
Like, I'm in tune.
Yeah.
I'm very
Me
in
too.
tune.
Yeah.
I know nothing is on accident. I know that.
Right.
So, I appreciate all this. Y'all understand, like you say, the 20-year-olds gravitate toward. I'm 25.
Right.
I just got a master's degree. I want to be a teacher. Like all that. Philosophy is what my program is. Philosophy, you know what I'm saying? So I feel that shit.
This is everything you're looking for, right?
Exactly. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I really appreciate y'all. Like y'all too. Like
trying, man.
not just him, but y'all too. Y'all from my hometown. I mean, y'all. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying?
How I get on Facebook?
Just type in Brother Polight. BROTHER. Space Polight. There you go, right there. And it should come up live. Hit the live joint. Like the page. Right there.
And then you're gonna leave it on there so we can still see the whole video?
Yeah, it's gonna be there. It's gonna be there. And then, like, since y'all took pictures, just look for the spot, you know, take the video and everything. I'm gonna tell everybody go to a watch it because everybody gonna be on it. I was like this the whole time, you know what I'm saying? So everybody gonna be in it. Okay.
Man. Hey, what's up, man? It's your brother Polight. You know what it is, head of the crown, illustrious supreme grand at perception of our new covenant community. You can email me if you're interested in our mentorship program. Salute to the camera people. Salute to the talent. Hey, let them know where you're going to be at tomorrow.
Hey, listen,
Stay in
man,
town.
Cheesy man from Concord Entertainment. I'm in here with Brother Polight. Listen, the realest nigga on earth right now is actually, but listen, we're here going state to state. We're in South by Southwest, Austin, Texas. We got a performance tomorrow, Big Black Bus, 4th and Grand River. That's where the performance is going to be at. Outside event, free event, we give it back to the people. We're going to have food, drinks, and everything like that. We're going to have a good time, all right? So make sure y'all come out for that tomorrow. And
Let's get it. Support your family, man.
Love you, Brother Polight.
Man, I love you too, my brother. Thank you, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all so much for listening. Word. Man, so we in there. Salute my brother right here, producer. You know, he humble as fuck, but he got a lot of talent, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, I think, oh yeah, let them know what they got to do.
All right, look, so my label, Miami Philly Connect, my artist Blacks dropping a single this week, What They Do. Check it out on iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, everywhere, all platforms. And we're also on the 30-day tour, Conquer Entertainment pop-up tour. And we have a show tomorrow. Hope to see everybody there. We're going to go live. Food, drinks, tons of entertainment. Can't wait to see you guys. Thanks.
You already know. You already know. To the other talent. Salute to the talent.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, thank y'all for everything. I hope y'all enjoyed it. This is the real reality TV right here. We doing reality TV with knowledge. Ain't nobody doing it like this. You know, and I'm glad I still got the sauce. I turned everywhere into Harlem 125th. You know what I'm saying? We turned Houston into Harlem. It feel like I'm right on Harlem. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. H-Town in the building. Austin in the building. I'm back.
Got Philly in the building.
Philly is in the building. You gotta do that. You gotta do that. You know Brooklyn is already here. New York is definitely well represented. And I just thank y'all again for listening. I see y'all up late. What time is it anyway? Matter of fact.
It's got to go on what?
Okay, that ain't bad. Oh, my audience be up. I thought it was like 2.
You mind shouting out H-Town one more time?
I don't mind. H-Town love. How y'all do that? Y'all do it like this? What y'all be doing? Alright. Don't talk about no Illuminati shit. Stop that shit. Hey, H-Town love. Houston, you know what it is. Okay. H-Town. I love that, man. This is home, man. Texas is home. I'm fucking with Texas. Part of my language. But I like Texas, man. This is a very powerful setting. Every time we come out, we cooking with the knowledge, man.
Every time, man.
That's why my voice is hoarse. Because we did this earlier today. Did it later tonight. Even bigger and better. I don't know if it's better. The subject matter is dope on both ends. But you know what it is. It's just always great every time we come out. Stay humble and stay aggressive at the same time. Brother Polight, y'all already know. I love y'all. Peace.
I want to know, you're from New York?
Brooklyn.